guys, it's Leoni Joyce and I'm here to talk to you all things How to Date Billy Walsh. Okay, first things first, I love a rom-com, and you know what I love more? A coming-of-age teen rom-com. No matter how old I get, I can't get enough of it. And that's exactly what How to Date Billy Walsh is. It's heavy on the com, by the way. I was crying with laughter. It is so funny. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. I mean, this is a film about two best friends. They're in love with each other. They don't know it. Well, one of them, Archie, he knows it, but just can't bring himself to say it. I'm sold, I'm in, let's go, I'm here for the journey, okay? Also, very curious to know, comment below, have any of you ever had feelings for any of your friends before? So the film starts, we see Archie at his prom, his head is shaved, he's got Archie's balls written on his forehead. You're thinking, what is going on? Like, they start in the thick of the chaos and I'm like, yes, let's go, I'm sold, I'm trying to see how we got here. So yeah, we go back in time to see how he ended up there. By the way, I love when a film does that because I don't know if it's just me. Doesn't that make you more hooked? You're like, I really want to get to the bottom of this. So we go back in time and we meet the gorgeous Amelia Brown, his best friend, and we find out they became friends because they were switched at birth. Their parents find out, thankfully, literally within minutes. And then they just all stayed close. I guess it's a bonding experience. Within that montage, we see how their friendship blossomed throughout the years. And it's really beautiful to see them growing up. Unfortunately, we learn Amelia's mum passed away at a young age. And I guess that really bonded them and brought them closer. And the family still stayed close, which I thought was really sweet. So yeah, like I said, they set it up nicely for us. And we know this is about to be a film about a friend being in love with his best friend. I'm sold, okay? My biggest nightmare. Would not want that for me, but love it in a film. So it's their first day back at school after the holidays. They're strutting through. It's a montage. They're popular. Everybody's waving to them. Everybody loves them. It is their imagination. They are more of I guess, the outsiders of the school. Also, I'm curious to know, who were you in school? Where did you fall? I feel like I was a bit of both. A bit on the inside, but outside. I was like an outsider on the inside, if that makes any sense at all. And yeah, in that moment, we see Billy Walsh arrive for the first time at the school. He's the new kid on the block, leather jacket and all. And Amelia definitely takes a liking to him. Obviously, this is to Archie's dismay. And can I just say also, okay, like I said, heavy on the com in this film. It's so funny. The comedy elements are amazing. I also love that they do the speaking to camera. So Archie will have little monologues to the camera, which...
Kiss my ass, universe. I know what you're trying to do, but trust me, that is not Millie's type.
He's so my type.
It adds a nice element to the film. Hilarious. Shout out to the writers, because sometimes it's not done as well, but it was done perfectly in this film. So yeah, like I said, Archie, not happy about the fact Amelia fancies Billy Walsh, and he's like, right, time to amp this up. I need to let her know how I feel. So he books out a whole cinema. By the way, Archie's got money. Amelia, I don't know why you weren't feeling him from the jump. I'm joking. But yes, he rents out a whole cinema for them to watch their favorite film. They just so happen to be screening it. He obviously paid them to show it. So they're there, they're watching it. You see they have their cute little rituals. They pour the chocolate balls into the popcorn, shake it, eat it like that. She has her fear farts. And he still loves her regardless. That is how you know you found a real one, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, is that a thing? Comment below, does anybody else fear fart? So yeah, when the film ends, I guess Archie is like, it's go time. He's gonna let her know how he feels. But then Amelia also has something to say. So Archie's like, no, you go first, in hopes she's gonna say the same thing. And she lets him know.
I love Billy Walsh.
I love you too.
And that moment is so awkward, but it's so well done. And you know what? At first I was like, Amelia, you just met Billy, right? You literally just met him and you're in love with him. Too soon? But then I thought, very me-coded. Love boys, love girls, unite. Okay, so cut to, we see Amelia and her dad, and they're round at Archie's house with his parents for dinner. And then later on in the night, she's eavesdropping on her dad's conversation with the parents. By the way, that whole scene, the scene leading up to it, like them speculating why it is that Archie's parents have found love again with each other because apparently they just weren't getting on.
Let's just say we had some help from a little friend. Ooh. Dildo!
Huh?
Little friend equals dildo.
No, it doesn't.
They're speculating what it could be. Hilarious. She eavesdrops. Hears that kind of was the case. But also she hears they used the love doctor in order to rebuild their connection. And she's like, boom, that's what I need. That's how I'm going to get me Billy Walsh. By the way, could do with one myself. Anyway, not about me. But yeah, she wants to use it on Billy before Amber, the popular girl in their school, moves in on Billy because she, you know, she's feeling the kid, okay? And so, you know, she asks her good friend Archie, who she doesn't know is in love with her, can you get me the details for this love doctor? You know, I'm trying to get in there with Billy. And he basically tells her he's not going to be interested in a girl like you. Basically, forget about it. Men, terrible delivery, hand in hand. So, as you can imagine, this does lead to them having a falling out. By the way, side note, that was triggering, okay? Anybody else, do you feel like your life is just upside down and just doesn't make sense when you fall out with your friend? Like, I don't know about you, there is nothing worse. Been through a couple friendship breakups in my time. Horrific. But also, I've been through friendship breakups where we find our way back to each other. Best feeling in the whole wide world. But yeah, in the end, Archie does the right thing and he does indeed get her the details for the love doctor. And that good deed is short-lived because he switches out the number for his own. I guess he's got a spare phone. And he's gonna be the love doctor and sabotage, I guess. So in order to sabotage her, he finds this app that ages him. So whenever she calls on his phone, he looks like an old man, sounds like an old man, and not like her best friend Archie. And he's advising her to do crazy things like draw her eyebrows on way more thicker and just a lot of just wild things. And in the moment, I'm thinking not cool. But I'm also thinking, I'm here for the plot. I don't know, it really gives coming of age film. Like, there's so many cult classics I've grown up with that I love to this day and can rewatch. And in these moments, seeing this film, I'm like, this is gonna be that for so many people. My age, younger, no matter the age, I can see people watching this film over and over again, like, here for the plot. So yeah, after many failed attempts of getting Billy to notice her, the eyebrows, walking into lockers, she's now sat in the toilet, defeated, and in walks Amber and her friend, and she overhears Amber saying that Billy is going round to her house for dinner. So she decides, time to take matters into her own hands. Enter the infamous makeover in the coming of age film. I loved it. She came with her pigtails, her tie around her waist, I wish I thought of this back in my day at school. I would have rocked my uniform like that. Amelia Brown was giving it, girl, and I was so here for it. She came out of her house because Archie and his driver always picks her up. Archie also has a driver, Amelia. That's a good man, Amelia. Anyway, she swans into the car, you know, she walks into the school, everybody's high-fiving her, everybody's watching her, the guys are feeling her, Amelia Brown is working the room, and then boom, a car hits her from behind. So now she's laying flat on the floor, but Billy does indeed notice her, and they're about to have a moment, about to have their first proper conversation. And Archie, of course, comes and interrupts that and says, I'll take it from here, pal. And off they go. I was like, no. It's so crazy because you're watching this film, you're like, am I rooting for Amelia to get with Billy low-key? But also, is Archie the love of her life and he's been there, right there in front of her eyes this whole time and she should go with that man? That's a good man with money. Think about your kids. Yeah. So this moment that Amelia shares or is about to share with Billy, I'll say, Amber, the popular girl, she does see this. So she approaches her at lunch like, basically, words Ariana Grande, the boy is mine. And she throws a milkshake on her, and then Archie gets in her face, throws food at her. They end up having a food fight. It's a mess. a literal mess. But you know what? They leave with their head held high. But also, side note, just talking about that moment in the lunch hall, I loved it so much because if anyone has ever felt like somewhat of an outsider when you were in school, if you ever got the opportunity to finally speak up and say how you felt, like that is such a liberating feeling. And I loved seeing that. I could relate to it so much, and I'm sure there's so many people watching that do feel the same way, so that was really cool to see as well. So yeah, they're outside, they're on a high, they're having a moment. It looks like they're about to kiss. I'm like, oh my god, this is it. Is this how they realized that it was them all along and they were meant to be? And then Billy comes along, interrupts, and asks her out to dinner. And it's in this moment that I decide, actually, I want Amelia with Archie. By the way, out of curiosity, I don't want to make the assumption that everybody is Team Archie. Was anybody Team Billy? Maybe in the beginning and then later you changed. At any point, was anyone Team Billy or was it Team Archie all along? But yeah, Billy has asked Amelia out to dinner in front of Archie. The pain in his eyes, oh my god, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. But yeah, Amelia says yes, and of course, she calls the love doctor for advice. And of course, the advice is terrible. He lets her know, play the treat 'em mean, keep 'em keen, which, okay, sometimes work. By the way, guys, let me know your thoughts on treat 'em mean, keep 'em keen. Because for me, yes, small games like that can work, but I feel like if it is the right person for you and they do truly like you, if you're keen, they're going to be down regardless. But yeah, he tells her, treat 'em mean, keep 'em keen. Even the staff in the restaurant, just be mean. And she takes that advice on board majorly. The date is a mess. She downs I don't know how many beers, but she ends up tipsy or drunk. She's rude to Billy, rude to the staff, except for the waiter who she asked, what time do you get off, wink? I mean, but it was such a funny scene. This film is so good. I'll tell you what, that won't be the last time I've watched that film. I'll be honest, I've watched it 3 times already. And I will watch it 3 more times. I truly see this film becoming a cult classic, and I think that's why I'm so excited about it. Anyway, she's so rude to everybody. Billy has enough, walks out, leaves her. I'm a bit like, I mean, yeah, she was a bit of a mess, but to leave her? How's she getting home? I'll tell you what, Archie would never. So yeah, if you haven't already guessed, the day is a big fail. The next day, Amelia goes into school. She decides to go on the tannoy and pour her heart out to Billy and apologize. And here's what I love. Usually in like rom-com films, this moment is so heartfelt and they're pouring their heart out and you're rooting for them and you're like, yes. This was one of the most hilarious scenes because she was listing the most embarrassing things in her life growing up, from pooing on the side of the road to just so many other crazy things. And of course, Billy is listening. A lot of people are listening in. The whole cafeteria is laughing at her, embarrassing herself basically. And then eventually Billy goes into her with the help of Archie. Like, Billy couldn't even figure out how to get to her and say, I accept your apology type thing. You've poured your heart out to me. He needed Archie to help him do it. Word to Tony Braxton. Wasn't man enough, my opinion, for me. But yeah, so Archie like sprays everybody with the fire extinguisher, that because by this point they're all up against the window of the principal's office where she's on the tannoy like speaking. So he like gets them all away, pulls Billy, opens the door for him, like, Billy, do you need Archie to do anything else for you? What can you do except leave this girl out in the streets by herself? Just saying. Clearly, I've definitely moved over to Team Archie at this point. But yeah, they're back on track. They're back to dating. And that means we see that Archie now eats lunch alone. Amelia is sat with Billy and all his friends, who the vibe isn't given to me. As far as I'm concerned, she had a much better time with Archie at lunch. Just saying. Team Archie. So clearly Amelia and Archie have drifted since she started dating Billy, who, by the way, they're not that well matched, we're starting to see, and I think Amelia is starting to see that too. So it's the night before prom. Amelia is sat outside and she sat with her dad and she asked him, how did you know her mum, how did you know mum was the one? And he tells her the story of how
we spent every waking moment together. I mean, there was nobody we would rather spend time with than each other.
he just knew she was the one. It was a really beautiful story. It was a really beautiful moment. And I feel like in this moment, we start to see Amelia realize that maybe it was Archie all along. He was in front of her this whole time. It's the next day. It's the day of the prom. Billy arrives to come and take Amelia to prom on his motorbike. Guys, maybe I'm just a scaredy cat, but I don't know if I want to go to the prom on a motorbike. Just saying. Maybe Billy get a car for today. Maybe. Archie would never. I love how I've gone from, oh, I'm torn, to like heavily team Archie over Billy. Great guy. I'm sure you're amazing. Anyway, he arrives. Amelia's like, he's not the one for me. Her dad's girlfriend, because her dad is now dating his accountant. Very cute couple. Very cute together. Love them. And I think she also helped Amelia make her dress, which, yes, it looked amazing. She helps her get away. She jumps out the window. Even that moment there, I remember the first time I watched it, it was with a group of people. And she jumps out the window and everyone's like, whoa. And then you realize it's literally just that. And it's not that far of a difference. Everyone's like, oh. Like, it was such a funny, there's so many little funny moments in this film. I love it. Shout out to everybody involved. So yeah, in true Amelia fashion, she decides she's going to go get her man without actually letting Billy know. And she decides to go on her bike. Again, true Amelia fashion. Her dress gets caught on her bike. She's flung off her bike, falls in the air, falls on the ground, and decides to run the rest of the way to Archie's house. So she gets to Archie's house. She tells him she had made a mistake and realized it was him all along. It is the cutest, very them coded moment because he does fall over a couple times. And they're going to go to the prom together. And I'm so excited. And I'm like, you're going to do something to ruin my happiness in this moment, aren't you? So Archie's getting ready for the prom in this moment. Amelia is messaging the love doctor, letting him know, you know what? Thanks for your help. It was Archie all along. I feel bad for what I did to Billy. You know, she's just updating him with what's going on, not realizing him is Archie. But as she's messaging, she's hearing the phone going off in the room. So she keeps messaging, here's the phone, messages, here's the phone, messages, here's the phone. Goes closer, finds the phone in the drawer. The phone of the love doctor is in Archie's drawer and she realizes it was Archie all along. Not the one all along, but the one that was playing her all along. Ah! She throws the phone and leaves in his car. By the way, can we talk about the fact that Amelia, on multiple occasions, took Archie's car and his driver from him? I mean, I love a woman that goes for what she wants. So Archie goes after her in, I don't know much about cars, but I know that was a good car. A car of someone with money. Again, Amelia, that is a good man. So he arrives and the bullies of the school are waiting for him. I guess they've spoken with Billy. They know that Amelia left Billy for Archie. So they take him, rough him up, they shave his hair, they write on his head, hang him up upside down on like a pole. And yeah, it's actually Billy who ends up saving him, which is a plot twist. So yeah, Archie goes to get his girl Amelia from the prom. And we see this is where the film started. So he runs into the prom, he goes on stage, grabs the mic. Everybody's looking like, what the heck happened to this man? He gets the mic and makes the most, after being heckled for a bit, makes the most amazing speech declaring his love for Amelia, but very him-coded because he's comparing it to stars and the universe. But hey, everybody's eating it up, even Amelia, because he essentially says, you know, he messed up, he was scared, he was stupid, he's sorry he never told her he loved her, he loves her more today than he did yesterday, but will love her even more tomorrow. I am in tears. I love it. They kiss. Everybody is dancing synchronized. It's so cute. 10 out of 1,000 out of 10. Yes, yes, yes. Beautiful end. did not mean for that to rhyme. Yes, so that is the end of the film. Comment below if Archie's speech got you the way that it did me, because it was just, it was the most beautiful ending to a rom-com like speech. Like, they smashed it. They really did. This film had everything it needed for the perfect rom-com, and I truly believe this is gonna become a cult classic. Like, I can see people watching this over and over again, like, so well done. So well done. And also, as mentioned before, comment below your thoughts on being in love with your best friend. Has that ever happened to you? Like I said, my biggest nightmare, none of my friends please fall in love with me. Did that even make sense? All my friends do not fall in love with me, just to be clear. But have you, I'm so curious to know, have any of you ever been in love with your best friends? And also, did it work out? Are you together now? Share your story. We love a love story. It's just not my story. But yes, as I said, I love this film. If you've watched this all and you have not had the pleasure of watching this film yet, head over to Prime Video and watch How to Date Billy Walsh. You won't regret it. I may even go and watch it now again.